The room was quiet, too quiet except for the steady beep of the machines. The pale hospital light fell across Ann Dunham's face, and beside her sat Barack Obama, her son, her pride, her unfinished dream. He held her hand tightly, afraid that if he let go, she might slip away even faster. That hand, how many times had it guided him through crowded streets in Jakarta? How many times had it turned the pages of books at dawn, pushing him to learn, to grow, to believe? And now, the same hand was weak, trembling, as fragile as glass. Barack looked at her and time began to blur. He saw flashes of his childhood, the nights when she worked 2 jobs, the mornings when she made him sit at the table before sunrise with flashcards and notes. "Barry," she had said with fire in her voice, "the world will not hand you anything. You must fight, and you must fight with knowledge." Those words had been his compass. And here she was, lying in front of him, her strength fading away. He wanted to speak, to tell her how much she meant, but his throat betrayed him. So instead, he just held her hand tighter, as if love could keep her alive. She opened her eyes for a moment, her lips barely moving, but her gaze was clear. In that gaze was everything: pride, love, sacrifice. She didn't need words, she had already said enough through the life she had lived for him. The sun set outside the window, painting the walls gold and red, and the world seemed to slow down. Barack leaned closer, his voice trembling like a child's. "Mom, everything I am, everything I will ever be, it's because of you." She couldn't reply, but a single tear rolled down her cheek. That was her answer. That was her last blessing. Days later, the inevitable came. The woman who had carried him through life was gone. Barack stood by her grave, silent, the weight of grief pressing on him like a storm. In that moment, he felt both broken and unshakably bound to her spirit. He knew that no matter how high he climbed, the one person he wanted to see his victories, the one who believed in him first, would not be there. And yet, she was everywhere. In every word he spoke to inspire others. In every fight he took on for justice. In every belief that ordinary people could rise to do extraordinary things. She had built that in him. Years later, the world roared with applause as Barack Obama placed his hand on the Bible and took the oath of office. History was being made, cameras flashing, millions watching. But in the noise of that day, he heard something else. A softer voice, one only he could hear: his mother's voice, steady and strong, the same voice that once whispered across a small kitchen table at dawn. "Knowledge is your armor. Never stop believing." And in that moment, as President of the United States, Barack Obama carried her with him, not just in memory, but in every breath, every step, every dream fulfilled.
Whose inspiring story of politician would you like to hear next? Tell us in the comments below.